Hey everybody, this is Calvin Waite. I trade crypto for a living. I'm not a registered or licensed financial advisor, planner, or broker, so nothing on this channel should be taken as a recommendation to buy or sell. I also trade all of these things, so I probably have a vested interest in there. But there's plenty of entertainment value and lots of education, so this will be awesome. For those of you who didn't know, my subscription channel is live. So look at the link in the description over at cryptoinfluencers.com and you can see how I make all of my trades and what I do and what I think about everything. This channel is for more hypothetical and looking at trends, and the other one is for actual trading, so you might be interested in that. All right, I'm alive, I promise. I've had a couple busy days and just did not get it done. I seriously was trying to, and I thought I was going to, but I couldn't get my videos out. So here we are on Saturday night, but I figure I better at least talk to you before the end of the week since we have some major developments happening. And this is going to be a pretty exciting video, I think. A lot going on. So first of all, I wanted to thank you guys for being a part of my channel. And Young Wong, you are one of the winners. I just barely sent this out, so this was for 2 days ago. This was for yesterday. The other winner was Absalom. So both of you guys, $25 of Ethereum is sitting in your account, or will be soon. And so that is awesome. Thanks for doing that. For anybody who wants to be a part of the channel, just go to cryptoinfluencers.com and you can easily just find me here. This is the free channel. So all my normal stuff just shows up here and you can see what I'm doing and all that kind of thing. Chat is here, and that's where you can get the extra, the giveaway, $25 a day in Ethereum. And then the pro channel's here if you want to kind of see what I'm doing and how I trade. It'll definitely open your eyes. Okay. Let's talk Bitcoin. We just finished our monthly close. It was a phenomenal close because we closed decently above our 20. We now are in kind of a blue sky area where our support, now that the 20 is dropping, our support on the 20 is down at 28,595. So 28.6 is officially support on the monthly. That is a good number, a very good number. And so we've just barely started this new month. I mean, we barely closed the first day just today, and it was very tight. It was a very small candle. And so the monthly is looking phenomenal. We're ready for some serious movement to the upside. There's no reason we shouldn't. But it's the weekly where all the action is. We are here on the weekly. I've showed you this before. This is launch zone. This is where it happens. If we break this 2.5-year-old line, we are out of here. We are going to launch, and it is going to be so fun. This is what we're all about. Major line, support. Here was the struggle. You see all these long wicks. Struggling with this line, and then we failed, dropped down into our cup. We made it all the way back up to the top of our cup. We've had a tiny little candle, and tomorrow is the day. If we, what we don't really want to do at this point, just because we did the rest of our handle in a single week, we kind of don't want to print a perfect reversal doji. So if we close at exactly 30,460 or, anywhere a couple $100 within here, this is going to look a lot like a reversal candle, and we kind of don't want that. This is, it would not help us. It would probably cause a couple more weeks and we would try again. But this line, make no mistake, if we close noticeably above this line, we are going up. Because this line is so important. I mean, the 4-year cycle is, from peak to peak. But when you have something that's more than half of a 4-year cycle in formation, we're not going to cross this lightly. We're not going to go across it and just tiptoe our little toe across and be like, well, we made it a couple $100. We're gonna crash down now. And because of that, I have modified my opinion. I was looking at the 100-week moving average as a very significant resistance point. And had we moved up here and then gone up and touched it here, it would have been complete resistance. Very strong chance of being resistance. If we had done it here, strong chance it was resistance. Here, same. Here, same. But then when we turned down and this ended up being our top, and then we pulled back for 2.5 months and now we're here, this will probably break like tissue paper. We might hesitate on it for a day, but it's not going to be a major resistance level. It was when we were just moving major, when you move a ton and then you hit a major level, you're probably going to resist. But if you've already built the structure and put everything you need, and you're only, because this number is only 32.6. Believe me, if we close above like 32,000, you think we're going to stop there? Probably not. So because of the amount of time, the amount of structure that we've put into place, this will likely not be as much resistance as we expect. It could be for a day or two, but it is likely that the market will ignore this. So that is a little bit of a shift. It's a little shift of opinion, but it's based upon the kind of ever-evolving emotions that are being created as more data comes in. So what do we need to see with we've got 23 hours, 22 hours before tomorrow's weekly close. We kind of need a small red candle or a small green candle. If we get a green candle and we close at about 31,000 or so by tomorrow, we are probably going to launch. That is probably what's going to happen. Very high % chance that if we close, and this is not a reversal, so we stay away from our open, and we actually print a small green candle that's got a body that's noticeably big, we'll have everything we need. We'll be so bullish, it'll just be unbelievable. So that is what we're waiting for to see tomorrow, and the daily has been very interesting. I didn't get a chance to really give you my thoughts because I hadn't, we had the SEC declare that the ETX, I can't think of the word. The exchange traded funds, ETFs were being rejected by the SEC, which is a whole bunch of garbage. This is what's going on. I had to talk to you about this. We were opening the day at 31,000, and we were ready to launch. In fact, we would have if he hadn't come out with that news, because it was a brand new trading day. We were already trading high. This was launch zone. We were ready to go. And he came out with this, and it was an overreaction. I was just checking it. We actually went down to the 1-minute chart. I'll just do the 5-minute chart so I can get there quickly. But this all happened. So at 13:35, which 13:35 my time, or UTC time, is the same as 6:35 Mountain time. And I was just checking my old announcements. The SEC says the filings are inadequate. That happened at 7:41. Oh, excuse me. Did I say 6? 13. 7:41 is 13:41. Yeah. Okay, so 7:41. 7:41. And this tweet came out at 7:41. Okay. I'm sorry. So I said 6:30, but it's 7:30. So 1300. It's that darn daylight savings time that throws me off. You think you know what time UTC time is, and then it changes on you. Okay, so this is 7:35. That means that by the time they had tweeted out and kind of let the rest of us know that was out, the people that were real close to the lips of Gary Gensler, they had already pretty much sold off the majority of this move. And so, but if you've ever dealt with the SEC in any way, a lot of times when you file something, it doesn't get approved right away. There's usually a back and forth that happens. So they'll submit something, and then you have to make revisions, and then you try again, and then they come back with comments, and then you make another adjustment, and then you submit it again. And that's usually how things go. Well, the ETFs that have been submitted in the past, they've always been like, there's been no clarity, there have been no comments, there's been no information. It's been very don't bother us with this type of reaction. Where the BlackRock ETFs, they said it sounded vague, but what they needed is they needed the names of the exchanges they're going to use. They actually needed real information. And so, will they blow them off again? Possibly, but this isn't a no. This isn't a denial. And so by the time the market had just fully overreacted to this, and then everyone's kind of cooler heads prevailed and started buying it back up again, the day was kind of moving on. Well, this is what it did to the market. Because of that overreaction, we ended up with this wild indecision candle, and I called it an indecision candle on the Pro channel, but I've needed a little more time to digest what happened here. And this ended up being very, very bullish for the charts, because honestly, if we had just kind of pulled back a tiny bit and gone up, there's less structure here. What we needed was a pretty decent spot for a handoff. We're too high to get a handoff off of this. We're not going to get a handoff at 28,000. It's just not going to happen. So we needed a handoff from something, and that bad news was perfect, because we got a tail that the low was 29,500, and guess where our highest candle body close was? 29,505. It's just like magic. Our wick touched down, grazed the top of this resistance level, which is now support, and it took all the wind out of the sails of the bears. Everyone that looks at this, even though it looks like an indecision candle, under the hood, it was a bullish candle. We were all the way here, ready to rock and roll, and that bad news plummeted us down. So really, this was the full opportunity for bears and all their might to do as much damage as they possibly could. And they pulled it down as far as they could, which ended up being perfect support on this resistance. And then we bought it back up for the rest of the day. So now every technical analyst looking at this chart is going to look at this and go, oh, okay, well, I mean, the bears, we had a bull move, and then it was the bears' turn. What did the bears have to say? Well, they had a nice bearish engulfing, like they were on their way to doing something. And then when they finally had a chance to really pull it down, the bulls bought it back up. And I've been saying this. There's so much bullish enthusiasm in the market that any dips will be bought back up. This is exactly what happened. So if the bears are out of ammo, whose turn is it? It's the bulls' turn. Well, the bulls only have to sneeze before they get across a 2.5-year resistance line. So if it's bulls' turn and we're already at resistance, it's not going to take long. We are days. We could be hours or days away from a major breakout. Like, this is about to go. It is beautiful. So if today's close was a tiny little green candle that just got us up off of our prior candle high again, so this is our line on this resistance. We've been all over this thing, but our most recent resistance are these closes, and this one was at 30,692. This one closed at 36.88, so at about 36.90. That's kind of our number. So we have one more day that if we can just, like, you can kind of see this move. It's pulling up now. We've pulled down and now we're pulling up, and we get a tiny little spark. This is what's going to happen. We get a tiny little close, and and we will light this thing on dynamite. It'll be absolutely beautiful. But we have such a beautiful bullish structure coming into here, and we're just eating away at this resistance. You can just see, like, here's our resistance. We're above it. We're above it. We're struggling. We're above it. It's just like we're kind of like sawing away at a rope, and each little strand is just popping because we're getting through that strand. You know, that is exactly what's happening. Oh man, it is. We're wearing down this formation, and it's about to pop. So if within the next 24 hours we get a little move, like let's say we pull up and close 30,800, 31,000, like if this little formation, which now we're on the upswing, if it gives us another small green candle that closes as our highest yearly close, that will be enough to make our weekly candle noticeably bigger. Because if we're up here at 31 or even 30,800, it's not going to be a full reversal candle. It's going to have a little bit of meat to it, and that's what we're after. So if we close with a non-reversal candle above our 2.5-year resistance, what do you think is going to happen Sunday night? All the technical analysts are going to be all over this thing. I'm just telling you, we're probably hours to days away from a major breakout. And you know, that's if it plays like this. If it plays out that we do a full reversal close at 30,460, 450, and it's not a noticeable change, like this looks like a doji, we might be a couple more weeks. We might need another week to drop back. We might need a week to pull up, and then we might be able to get off at that point. But we are close, and I don't think. I mean, it might take some muscle to get us to close back here because of the daily. The daily already has a bearish pullback. We already got it. So now we're just kind of like, even if it's weak, we probably have something to the upside. And we're just cutting that rope, little strand by little strand, and at some point it's going to pop. So yeah, I mean, I just can't help but be bullish because we are, you know, you only have that pretty of a beautiful formation every so often, especially when the line is 2.5 years old. So things are about to get very fun. And I did not mention Ethereum's close. You guys have to take a look at this. So we have a inverted head and shoulders. This line is as old as April 5th, so we're 3 months old on this line that this has been in play, and since May 6th, so 2 months, over the past 2 months we've created an inverted head and shoulders, and 2 days ago we closed above. This is a breakout. So this pattern is in play. It is in play. And today's close, even though it was red, look what we did. This line is sitting there at 1909.11. 1909.11. Where did I get that number from? This close here. Well, actually, 1908.69 is really where the thing is. I may have moved it. Yeah, 1910.20. Yeah, so I tried to get it on the highest one of these. So it really should be at 1910.20. So 1910 is our line. And what was our low today? Low of 1909.44. So we were like you need a microscope to tell that we hit this as perfect support. Whenever you're looking for a breakout on a major formation, you want to see a move above, and then you want to get a solid candle above the line. You want to get a full candle body above. And not only did we get the full candle body, but we also got the tail. So we touched down perfectly on this line and then pulled back up. This did not become a reversal candle because it didn't get snuggled up to where we opened. So this is bullish. This little red candle is exactly what we need. You want to be above the 50% mark, And even better, if you can stay above the top quarter, you're in the money. And this is a beautiful formation. So if Bitcoin is just on the verge of blowing up, Ethereum is now on the verge of absolutely blowing up. Oh, I didn't even look at what a target would be for this. Let's check. So from the line to the tip of the head there, it is a $282 move. Let's see what that puts. Let's see what that does. 282. $282 would put us right at about 2,200. Well, 2,200. 2191 if you wanted to get really specific. Let me just check and see if there's any significance to that. In case there's a line here. Let me just double check. So our highest close, 21, so it's higher than that. Yeah, I don't really see anything. Which means we might have some smooth sailing to hit that target. So if this hits its target, there's really nothing to stop us. In fact, the only thing that's even remotely close, see, we're far enough away from the 100 that this would likely catch us. This could be a resistance point for Ethereum, and that's 2,300 right now. But yeah, it would not hurt anybody's feelings if we hit 2,300. We're obviously breaking out on a major resistance line as well. So the entire crypto market is just a powder keg, and it's not going to take much to get this thing started. It's cool. The tough part of trading is dealing with all the downs and the disappointments and the waiting and all the patience. Man, paydays are coming. It's going to be awesome. And it's fun to sit and analyze and talk to you guys and share my thoughts. If we could close on this line, I'd be pretty happy. 1935 is the weekly close I'm after on Ethereum. If we could get that, that would be breakout zone city, and that would be awesome. But either way, the altcoin market is really getting hot. There were a lot of double digits today, and everything's just really melting upwards. So whole thing's ready to go. I mean, I could just practically grab any random coin on the daily chart. We're exiting red zones left and right. Alice just exited a red zone. Let's see. There are a couple that didn't quite, but there's a ton that are really working on breaking out. I mean, it's almost at random. You can see them. They're either testing the 50 to exit the red zone, or they're breaking out already. And if you get an exit of the red zone, you're looking at a couple months of upside. Like, we're probably staring down the barrel of an alt season. And if Bitcoin and Ethereum pop, and the alts are ready to go too, because their structure and formation are ready, it's going to be one of those dartboard seasons where you could buy anything and it'll make money. And that's what we're looking forward to. I would not mind that at all. Okay, guys, that's kind of where I'm at. That's where my brain is. I don't trade on Sunday, so I won't be doing anything tomorrow, but should be fun. We're looking at a very interesting 4th of July weekend. If things pop over the weekend, then people might have a lot to talk about when they get to their little family get-togethers, and then we might see a follow-up subsequent rally, because that's when retail gets the most excited, is when when everyone gets them on the bandwagon. So could be fun. July is gonna be the month, man. I really feel like July is our month. All right, we'll leave you there. Hope you guys have a good night. We will catch you guys next week. Thanks for making it to the end of my video. Make sure you keep those trades small. Don't force a trade. Don't get impatient. And if you want to see how all this works, please come over and check me out on the subscription channel at cryptoinfluencers.com. Again, the link is in the description.